Now, the last time we were together, we talked about using things that you find around your house as shadow puppets. And we came up with some fun stuff. But the next thing we can do is start creating our own shadow puppets by drawing. Now, there are lots and lots of ways to do this. And, well, you know, sometimes when I've talked to young people about this, they might say, oh, but I don't draw very good. My shadow puppet's not going to look good. Well, I'm here to tell you that you might just be wrong about that. You'd be amazed. Sometimes things on a piece of paper that just don't look like much at all, when you cut it out and put it on a stick and hold it up against that screen, all of a sudden it takes on this life and emotion, and they're awesome and wonderful. In fact, I have a few examples here. I love this little girl. I think she's incredibly cute. She's awesome. And, oh, one variation on the Three Billy Goats Gruff that some kids did once for me was 3 bunny rabbits. And I have to admit, they are some of the most creative looking bunny rabbits I have ever seen. Oh, actually, these 2 are bunny rabbits. That one might be an aardvark, I'm not sure. But they're pretty awesome. And they look great on a screen. Oh, how's that for an ogre? Who's that walking over my bridge? I think he's pretty cool. You can create anything that your imagination comes up with. If you've got pieces of thin cardboard, like cereal boxes or shirt boxes left over from Christmas, they work really great because they're nice and stiff and they won't flop over. If you've got cardstock at home, it works really great. Regular paper will work just fine also. In fact, it can be kind of useful because it's thin enough the light will shine through it and you can see more things that you draw on it. When you're working on your shadow puppet, a lot of times, because we're nervous about how our drawing's going to look, we end up making them really, really tiny. Can you see that? It's kind of hard to see. Well, the same thing is true when we're making a shadow puppet. The bigger you make it, the easier it's going to be to cut out, the cooler it will look, and the easier it will be to see. Make them fit so you can see them. Go ahead and draw them nice and big. And you may end up with a very funny looking bunny rabbit, but it's a bunny rabbit. Now, as you get ready to cut that bunny rabbit out, well, first thing you have to do is find your scissors. I set them down over there. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Cutting out can be the part that takes a lot of patience because, well, it takes a long time to cut something out. And the more closely you follow your lines, the better your shadow puppet will look. So when I hold him up to the light, instead of being white, of course, it'll be black. Now, right now, it looks fun, but it doesn't have a face or any facial features. Could we add those to our shadow puppet? We could take our pencil and we could draw in a couple of eyes and a smiley little bunny mouth like this. Oh. But how are we going to see them? Well, there's a couple of choices. If you make them good and dark, the light might shine through them well, especially if you're using a lighter paper. But if you cut them out, then you know the light will shine through them. But how do I do that? I'll show you. A pencil or a pen, and I take it, and the place where I need to cut, I just poke my pencil lightly through the paper so it makes a little hole. And there's one. And there is two. And now my bunny has a couple of eyes. Now to cut out the mouth, I can use my pencil to poke a little hole right there. And then I can take my scissors, and using that hole, I can cut out the shape that I drew. There. Either he's got a strange mustache, or he's a jack-o'-lantern puppet, I'm not sure. He's wearing a vest with some pockets. Let's see what happens when we cut those out. Any hole or line that you cut in your shadow puppet gives it a place for the light to shine through. And doing that, you can create some really cool details in your shadow puppets. Look at that. Now, some of us might be a little bit young for working with scissors and pencils and all of that. Or maybe you just really want to try something else. Well, you know, the internet is full of all kinds of silhouettes, outlines, images, and your parents can help you Google things like billy goat silhouette or farm animals. And here's a whole sheet that's been printed. And you can just cut those right out. Now, when your shadow puppet is done, you need to put it on a stick so you can hold it. I love and recommend the bendy straw. The bendy straw is a terrific resource. They're big enough that small hands can hold on to them well. They can be bent around because they're flexible, and they're easy to tape to the back of your shadow puppet. And then you're ready to go. Well, friends, I think you're all set to make a shadow puppet of your own right now. I would love to see what you have made. So go ahead, take some pictures, take some video of your shadow puppets, and let me see. Thanks so much. Oh, look! I'm not alone.
Whoa.
I know! This is Em, and this is Robin. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
They're here to help me today. I'm going to recruit these two because they're good at improv. And maybe I'll fire off some main characters, and you guys can fire off who their villains could be. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trucks.
Tractors.
Convertibles.
Ooh, I like it. Ketchup.
Mustard.
Relish.
Ooh, relish. Ooh, it's evil.
Yeah.
Evil. Basketballs.
Soccer balls.
Baseballs.
Oh yeah, I like that. Big versus small. Vacuum cleaners.
Cats.
I got nothing as good as that.
Toasters.
Bread.
The microwave.
Oh, the microwave and the bread. Excellent. So that's something you could absolutely do with your family at home. Kind of a fun game. And it might generate some ideas for who the villain could be in your story. I'd love to find out about what you come up with. So make sure and send us some pictures or some video or just an email about what you're coming up with for your stories.